PHFS is so proud to be opening our Family Village campus, the first shelter of its kind in Oregon built using trauma-informed design and architecture. It has been a long, hard journey to purchase, remodel, and open our Family Village campus. And really, we're only able to open this innovative program because hundreds of people stepped up to help in some pretty miraculous ways. In early 2017, the board challenged the staff to come up with a long-term vision for PHFS. We had been operating our beloved Goose Hollow family shelter for only 8 families a night out of the basement of the First United Methodist Church for 24 years. We wanted to expand and improve our programs to help more families without homes. And we wanted to be closer to where the families we serve actually live, which is the east side of Portland. So the staff put our heads together and came up with a new 10-year vision for PHFS. Our vision was the Family Village, a one-stop shop for families experiencing homelessness where they could come 24 hours a day to receive shelter, get help moving back into housing, receive resources to prevent homelessness before it even starts, and have access to wraparound services like mental health, childcare, and job training.
Well, going back to our April 2017 board meeting, when we asked Brandy, what her next biggest dream was, and by gosh, she came up with the moonshot. And the moonshot was to have a big operation to serve many more homeless families with children. And we just went, well, let's go for it.
We decided to look around at properties and get some ideas for inspiration. And then we found this big old church in Southeast Portland and we fell in love. Right away, I could envision the Family Village in this space. Not only did it have everything we wanted, but it also came with 8 two-bedroom apartments and over an acre of land. I came back to the board and I said, I think this is our moonshot. I think we need to buy this property. So we put in an offer of $3.3 million to buy this building in December of 2017. But you see, we didn't have $3.3 million.
I was told as a board member to go out there and raise money. So I have my little list of friends and I just called them up and I simply asked, and people are good and this is a great cause, and so they responded.
Our community showed up for PHFS in the most generous of ways that enabled us to purchase our Moonshot campus. We closed on May 24th of 2018, just 5 months after we had put in our Moonshot offer. When we first bought our Family Village campus, it was in pretty good shape, and we assumed we would have a relatively easy remodel job ahead of us. I don't think we could have been more wrong at that point. The week we closed on our Moonshot campus, I was introduced to a woman named Jessica Helgerson, a famous Portland designer who was featured on the cover of Dwell magazine. She came to visit our Goose Hollow family shelter and our new Moonshot site. With tears in her eyes, she exclaimed she wanted to design the new shelter and that she would do it pro bono. What Jessica and the other 4 members of her team who put in 800 hours of pro bono time have designed will be the first shelter of its kind, employing trauma-informed design and architecture. Research shows that trauma-informed design and architecture helps stop survival mode in the brain and helps bring the brain back online to that positive chemicals that promote emotional regulation and good critical thinking. That way, people can actually benefit from the services shelter provides, and they can make the kinds of change they want to see in their lives.
Portland Homeless Family Solutions is impressive because it cares about the families, and our caring allows the families to get into permanent housing faster. So it's really important that we beautify the spaces where the families are going to be so that they feel calm enough to take the transition from this space to their next permanent home.
As you can imagine, beautiful design like this is very expensive, so we came back to our community, who just helped us buy our Moonshot campus, to ask for more help to remodel our space. And so, once again, many partners, donors, businesses, and foundations stepped up and provided hundreds of miracles to make Family Village a reality.
All of us in the community come together to solve these problems. Without all of us coming together, we couldn't solve these problems. I'm one guy with a paintbrush, but when I become 30 people with 30 different paintbrushes at least going, we can see the difference.
Our community gave another $2 million in cash, plus so many businesses came in with free labor for our building, plus free materials like free tile, shower heads, wood floor, light fixtures, sprinkling systems, landscape design, engineering services. We even got a free basketball court. Our community stepped up to help PHFS open the first shelter of its kind in Oregon, featuring trauma-informed design and architecture. Family Village will provide shelter for 25 families at a time in individual private bedrooms that they'll have access to 24 hours a day. This is 3 times as many families as PHFS has ever served in shelter before.
Family Village is going to be different than Goose Hollow because of the space. Having your own bedroom in a shelter space is the difference between autonomy and not. It's the difference between having that little private time where you can talk to your kids about the hard things that you need to talk to them throughout the day. When it's cold and rainy and windy and icy, we don't have to ask babies and moms to go out into the climate, into the weather. Having a room of their own gives them security and safety.
What I'm so thrilled about with this new family shelter is the families aren't having to move from one spot to another for during the day. We have to move around constantly, and being able to have your own space here is going to be a blessing, and the families can go, oh, they can breathe, they can know that things aren't going to be so rough for them anymore. They'll actually have a warm, dry, safe place to lay their heads down at night.
We started just providing night shelter. That was it. Then we added day shelter. Then we added case management. Then we've added life skills classes. And now we're probably going to be able to address some of the social service type needs. And that's always been a wish from the very beginnings. And I think that will increase our ability to do well for our families.
By tripling our capacity in shelter, PHFS also makes a commitment to triple our capacity for helping those families move from homelessness to housing. Our vision for Family Village is that it becomes a one-stop shop where families can come not only for shelter and rapid rehousing, but also for wraparound services like mental health care, domestic violence advocacy, and employment training. Thank you so much to all of our partners who have helped make Family Village possible. Together, we have created a place that will build dignity, restore power, and promote autonomy for the families who live there.